Welcome to this tutorial. We're going to look at how to draw footing details in StructCAD. As before, to get started, make sure to launch your AutoCAD and run StructCAD. By default, StructCAD will open the Toolbox tab. StructCAD offers a number of tools, such as match layers to move objects from one layer to another, layer order to change the drawing order of objects, grid line to draw grid lines, beam line to draw lines for beams on layouts, rebar leader to label the number and extensive reinforcement on layouts, section line to create section symbols, rebar to draw reinforcement lines, rebar sections to draw cross-section through rebars, auto view to create paper space viewports, a section hatch tool for creating hatched sections for columns, and a text tool for creating text labels. Let's start by using the layer order tool. In layer order, you first create a template for matching objects. You can create templates for different drawings such as columns, beams, and footings. After creating your template, you can then add the layers whose drawing order you wish to organize. For this example, we are going to organize the drawing order of the layers for the section detail on the screen. Ensure to organize your layers in the order starting from the bottom layer first. After adding layers to your template, you can save it by clicking the Save button. Now let's organize the layers of the section detail by clicking the Organize button. Select the objects in the layers to be organized, and press Enter. As you can see, the drawing order of the layers has been organized. Now let's look at how to use another StructCAD tool. Let's launch StructCAD again, and click on the Layer Match tool. For the Layer Match tool, you add layers, set the new layers, dimension styles and text styles for objects in those layers. For this example, we are going to change the hatch and steel layers for the section drawing. Once we are done setting how we want the layers to be switched, we can click the Save button, and then click on the Match button. Select the objects you wish to switch and then press Enter. As you can see, the Layer Match has switched the layers for the hatch and reinforcement in the section drawing. Now let's look at using the Grid Line tool. With the grid line selected, pick the starting point for the grid line, and then select the direction of the grid line. You can activate Ortho mode to get vertical and horizontal grids. Using the Label option, we can change the label of the grid. You can press Enter to redisplay the StructCAD window. Click on the Multiple Grids option to draw multiple grids at once with automatic numbering. Press Enter to add the grids to the drawings. Now let's look at how to draw intersecting grids. After drawing our grid intersections, we can use the beam line to draw the lines for our structural beams to form a structural layout. We can then use the section hatch tool to add column sections to our layout. Using the text tool, we can add labels for our columns and beams. To use the text tool, you first enter the text, and then select the text position followed by its direction. We can then use AutoCAD's existing copy functionality to copy our text and hatches to complete the layout. Let's also use the text tool to add labels to our beams. Since the text for the labels is quite small, we can fix this using the Layer Match tool. Now let's look at another tool. We're going to use the section line tool. To use the section line tool, you input the section label followed by the start point and end point of the section. Let's also the rebar section tool, to draw section through reinforcement bar similar to those used in footings. Using this tool, we can change the diameter, spacing and alignment of the sections. As you can see, the sections drawn are similar. Now let's use the rebar tool. The rebar tool can draw lines to represent different forms of reinforcement. To use it, you first select the start point and then the end point. There are different options for the rebar tool, such as setting the hook height and hook length as well as a second hook. To make the rebar similar to that of the footing, we can set the hook length to 0. Now let's use the rebar leader tool. The rebar leader tool draws leaders and labels indicating the size, spacing and extent of reinforcement. There are options to set the rebar label and bar mark as well as spacing. Now let's use the Auto View tool by clicking the Auto View button, which will launch the Auto View window. The Auto View tool helps to create paper space viewports for your drawings in the AutoCAD model space. The first step when using Auto View is to set the drawing scale. The first input is for model space and the second input on the left is paper space. You can either input a fixed label for the viewport or use a keyword to select text in the model space to be used for the label. You can use the text size box to input the size for the viewport label. For this example, we are going to add a footing drawing to the paper space. So we shall click the single draw button, and then select the footing drawing. As you can see, the viewport has been added to the paper space together with the footing label. Now let's use Auto View to draw multiple viewports using the Grid Draw button. To use this option, we need to set up grid lines where our drawings lie. As you can see, multiple viewports have been drawn for the different footings. You can click the Help button to get more instructions on how to use the Auto View tool. Finally, using the Settings button, you can set the layers, dimension styles, and text styles used by the StructCAD tools. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to check out our next tutorial, where we'll explore drawing slab details.